What is going on, everybody? It is your boy, your man, Stu. Back at it with another video, and today we're doing yet another toxic tier list ranking. Oh yeah. And today we're doing a tier list ranking of all these bunches of Disney villains. But before contextual beginning of the video, what's up, guys? Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel, because number one, it's absolutely free, and number two, also maybe able to YouTube algorithm. Yeah, I recommend the video to more people, and maybe they could join the toxic fam. And do feel free to comment your list in the comment section down below. But that being said, guys, let's go into And before we go into here are the tiers. So we have a couple of tiers. We have best of the best, which means they are a perfect villain. They deserve to go in that spot. Great means they come close to best of the best, but there's like a minor thing holding them back from getting to that top tier. Toxic goodness means they were good. They were a solid villain. Okay means overall they were like a mixed bag. I didn't necessarily know how to feel about them. Meh means they were just mediocre villains. They were just They were just there. Haven't seen that film means I have not watched that Disney movie. Who are ya means who are ya? Who are ya? You must be a very forgettable villain if I remember your face, but I can't remember your name. Toxic trash means dumpster fire. The worst Disney villains of all time. Alright, so kicking things off, we have Mr. Waternoose from Monsters Incorporated. And, I think Randall's a way more better villain, and to be honest, Mr. Waternoose kind of ruins Randall as a villain because he makes him kind of the puppet. So I don't know. Like it's a twist reveal when he's revealed as the killer. I'm gonna put him okay right now. He's fine. He's an okay antagonist, and it was an okay reveal when they executed it. So I'll respectively put him there. I don't think he might be put in Toxic Goodness later. We'll see. Next up we got Ratigan. No, Ratigan is from Great Mouse Detective, right? I forgot this guy's name, but the bad guy from Pocahontas. Oh, his name's on the tip of my tongue. But anyways, he is a really good villain. I think he's quite a solid one. And when it was quite satisfying when he eventually lost in the movie. So, I'll put him there. Chernabog. Okay, I'm going to put him Toxic Goodness because his screen presence in Fantasia is very memorable. Even though it's just one part of the respective story, he's still a very memorable screen presence. So I'll put him Toxic Goodness. Why I won't put him higher is just because he doesn't really pop up a whole lot. He just pops up that one time. So he goes there, but he has a very memorable sequence. Okay, I have no clue who this is, so who are ya? Judge Frollo. I know where he's going. He is going right up into best of the best. I think this is one of the Disney villains that I root for them to lose every single time. There is not a single benefiting wait, we're still recording, right? Okay. There is not a single benefacting factor of Judge Frollo. He is a despicable dude. And when he eventually dies at the end of The Hunchback of Notre Dame, really satisfying. And also, he has a really good villain song called Hellfire. That was a really dark, messed up song. He's just, yeah, he deserves best of the best. King George, he's goofy, but he's fun. I'll put him Toxic Goodness because, yeah, he's goofy, so, yeah. Captain Gantu. And Captain Gantu, he's a side villain, but he's a really good side villain, I think. He does a lot of stuff in the Lilo and Stitch franchise, so I'll put him there. Why am I blanking out on the guy's name? The villain from Up. What's his name? Why am I blanking out? Okay, I'm blank. I'm sorry. I'm tired. But he is a good villain. He's a good villain. And kind of same thing with Mr. Waternoose. He ends up being like a twist villain, so that was a pretty unique reveal there. So, yeah, Biko's Toxic Goodness. He was a good villain. I've seen this guy's face before, but I totally forgot who he was. Wait, is he the villain from Home on the Range? Because I feel like, yeah, if he is the villain on Home on the Range, I'll put him Toxic Trash because that movie is quite bad. But if he's not from there, I'll put him in Who Are Ya? Because I'm not 100% sure if he's from Home on the Range or not. So I'll put him there. This is the bad guy, correct me if I'm wrong, from Oliver and Company, and I forgot what his name was again, but he was, let's add another tier here, add a row above. Tink. Mingo, decent. He was a decent villain. You wanted to see him not come out on top at the end of it, so yeah. Who made this tier list? I'm just very curious who made this tier list. I think they were just trolling. But this is the dad from Chicken Little, and yeah, he's not a villain. I don't know why he is here, but we'll just let's add another row here. I don't know who put him here. Maybe they, in their retrospect, they put him as a villain. Can I access? Oh my goodness. I'm pressing. Okay, there we go. Why are they here? We're gonna put that there. That why are they here? That's what the category is gonna be. That means like, why are they here? They're not even a villain. I almost said why are they were. That's a really interesting sentence there. Okay, he goes here. Why are they here? Okay, next up we got Clayton. You want to talk about a death in this Disney franchise that kind of pushes the family-friendly rating? Man, he has a really gnarly death at the end where I can understand if some kids got freaked out by that sequence when they were younger, where Clayton's about to kill Tarzan and then he ends up not realizing that the one of the vines is attached to his neck, so he ends up falling down with the vine around his neck and he gets hung, and you see like a shadow of him in the background, which that is like just the icing on the cake for how gnarly that death is. But yeah, he's a good villain. He's a good villain, so I'll put him there. He's a good adversary for Tarzan. Darla, I mean, like, she's a little kid and she's not really a villain. She's just, I mean, she kind of is, but okay, I'll put her in, like, okay. She's, like, she's just a regular kid, so, she's the bad guy in the fish's eyes, but Carnotaurus from the dinosaur movie. It's been a long time since I've seen the dinosaur movie, but the dinosaur ride, I think he was pretty cool. So, but this is movies though. So since this movie, I remember the Carnotaurus sequences in the dinosaur movie being quite cool. So I'll put him there, or it there, I should say. Bad guy from Aristocats, I believe. Meh. Sheriff of Nottingham, side villain, but a good side villain. I will admit, good side villain. I think this is the bad guy from Pinocchio, right? This is the one that like kind of influences him on his shoulder. I think, I'm pretty sure influences Pinocchio. I think his face looks so familiar. I forgot where it was from, but I do remember him. But I don't remember what movie he was. But I'll put him decent villain. I have not seen. I think this is the Goblin King from what's that movie called? Black Cauldron. I have not seen that film. So yeah. Headless Horseman. I love the adventures of Ichabod. The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Crane. And I think Headless Horseman's screen presence, while not being there for very long, he is a great and memorable villain. So yeah, definitely warranting the great tier. And another villain that kind of pushes the PG/G rating of Disney. I think this is another bad guy from Dinosaur, I'm pretty sure. I think. Okay. It's been a while since I've seen that movie. What is this bear even from? Wait, is it the bear from Fox and the Hound? Because if it is, then that is a very meh bear. She's from the first Rescuers. I remember wanting her to die. So if your villain character wants that, if your villain character makes you, if the villain character of your movie makes me want to say, oh, I want them to lose and die or whatever, that is a good villain. So she goes there. This is the bad guy from the second Rescuers. I remember him a lot more than I do her, and even though I've only watched this ever once, he does have a very memorable screen presence. So Toxic Goodness, I remember he's kind of evil, kind of the evil Clint Eastwood, if you will. Ratigan. This is Ratigan. From Great Mouse Detective. This might be a hot take, but I think he's a really great adversary for the Great Mouse Detective 2. And his death scene is very memorable as well, with him and the Great Mouse Detective falling down. And Mouse Detective just barely survives while Ratigan falls to his death. Otto from WALL-E. I almost forgot the name. He's decent. He's not my favorite Pixar villain, but I think he's certainly up there for a decent Pixar villain. I think he's quite good. She's okay. Like that whole entire reveal, she was just yeah. The bowler hat guy from Meet the Robinsons. He's not really a villain. He's kind of a misunderstood villain, where it's basically, he's not really a villain, if that makes sense. So he's Toxic Goodness. He's just misunderstood. So yeah, because basically he ended up losing because of if you've seen the movie, Captain Hook, we know where he's going. He goes right up into best of the best. There's no doubt about that. Are we gonna argue? No, we're not. Well, at least I'm not. Chef Skinner. He has a couple really funny moments in Ratatouille, though, when he's trying to catch Remy and Linguini's hat. So there's a couple of good moments there. I think he's fun. So yeah. Cruella de Vil. Best of the best. Yeah, I mean, she's iconic for a reason. So, I mean, are we going to argue with a lot of these? The actual hat from Meet the Robinsons, it's okay. There is a lot of creepy sequences in that movie, though, with this bowler hat. So, yeah. Dr. Facilier. I know this one might be a little controversial, but Dr. Facilier is the best of the best. I love Princess and the Frog. It's probably up there for like my top 20, top 25, top 15 favorite Disney movies, and he's a really great villain. I even when I was younger, for Mickey and Minnie's Not So Scary Halloween Party, I dressed up as him for Mickey and Minnie's Not So Scary Halloween Party, when me and my family all dressed up as Disney villains. So I dressed up as him. So yeah, that you can tell how big of a fan I was of him. So yeah. Ernesto de la Cruz. Decent. Do I like him or Otto more? He's just a guy that steals the fame off of Hector steals the fame off of Hector, so he goes right there. I'm trying to make the video a little bit shorter than usual. Screenslaver. Screenslaver, I don't think is as good as Cinderome, so I think before the eventual reveal, I think she was actually an interesting villain with the actual Screenslaver isms, if that makes sense. But then when you get into the actual reveal, it's just like, she's okay. So I'll put her at the top of okay for now. Gaston. Great. Basically wants the affectionates of Belle, and she keeps on denying him. So, yeah, he's iconic too. Has great villain songs. So, yeah, no doubt Gaston goes there. Hades is, ooh, I used to be Hades used to be one of my favorite Disney villains when I was younger. Top of Toxic Goodness. He's really, really funny. He's voiced by James Woods, so in his iconic voice there. His burst outs are really funny too in the movie of Hercules, which Hercules is another one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. You know what? Just because the kid in me, I'm putting Hades in best of the best. I still like him a lot. Hans, starts out as a good guy, but then turns into a bad guy. Decent. He basically is kind of the newer version of Gaston. Gaston, I put a little bit higher, just because because he basically did the things that Hans did first, but Hans actually ends up getting the girl in the Frozen. So, and yeah, Hopper. Another villain that has so like surprising death in Disney movies that like, wow, they accepted this in a Disney movie. Hopper goes into great. I think he's up there for, I think him and another villain, which we'll eventually talk about, I think them two are tied for like the best Pixar villain, because another villain you want to see lose in A Bug's Life. So, and yeah, that death when he gets eaten up by all those birds. Wow, I can't believe they showed that. Jafar, come on. Jafar is best of the best too. There's no doubt about that either. He's a phenomenal adversary for Aladdin. The bad guy from Treasure Planet, I remember him being good. A decent Toxic Goodness villain. There were a couple moments where you thought he was going to have a change of pace, and well, at the end of the movie, it basically hands up with the main character. Them two end up making up, and the main character ends up letting him go. So he has a nice little closeout for his arc while not being a true villain, unlike a couple of other people on the list. King Candy. For those who do not know, Wreck-It Ralph is my favorite Disney movie of all time, and it is in my top 15 favorite movies of all time. It's certainly up there. Well, not King Candy, I should say. Turbo. Turbo, was great, honestly. I know that might be recency bias talking because this movie came out 2012. But I really liked his backstory where he kept on going in between every single game and interfering in it and causing the games to go out of order because his games went out of order. I really liked that side of the story when you go into the Turbo lore, if you will. So yeah, great, I think. Lady Tremaine, yeah, another villain you definitely want to see get what's coming to them. She's probably my least favorite in the great category, but she is a great villain. No, don't get me wrong, she's great. This is the villain I was talking about with Hopper that's pretty much tied. Lotso, do I want to put him best of the best? Yeah, I think he's easily the him. No, you know what? I think there's enough warranting Hopper to be in Best of the Best too, because both of them two are the most diabolical villains in Pixar, or where Lotso keeps a prison of a bunch of toys. That's where they basically, and then some of them get the box too, which is pretty wowzers. Hopper, yeah, them two go up there. I think there's enough warranting them up there. Maleficent, come on, these are easy right now. Maleficent goes right up in the best of the best. I mean, is anyone gonna argue with it? She's probably, I would say, she's the most iconic Disney villain of all time. There's no doubt about that. So, I mean, she might even be at the top. She's at the top. She's the most iconic. Mother Gothel. Mother knows best from Tangled. Great, great. When it eventually gets revealed that she is, well, we already knew she was a villain, but when she eventually unfolds and basically why she kept Rapunzel in the tower for so many years is just because of her hair to help keep her alive. So that was very great. This is the one bad guy from the Adventures of Ichabod, not Mr. Toad, but from Ichabod's story. He didn't really do much. All he did was just smile and have a mustache and then talk on court. So yeah. 'Cause I'm a huggy man. Oh, when your hands are shaking. Best of the best. Nightmare Before Christmas, another one of my favorite all-time Disney movies as well. Easily in the top 5 favorite Disney movies, and also in my top 100 favorite movies of all time. And Oogie Boogie, while not being in the whole movie a whole lot, I wish maybe he was in there a little bit more. But he's still a great villain, no doubt about it. The whole entire music number, with the "'Cause I'm the Boogie Man," that song is so great. And also before they actually show him on screen, the build up for him is pretty good. When the Lock, Shock, and Barrel throw Santa and Bugs into the actual Oogie Boogie cage. So that was pretty good. So best of the best. Queen of Hearts. Yeah, I might get backlash for this. I don't know. She's a toxic goodness. I can't put her because she's goofy. She's really, really goofy and very hot-headed sometimes. So I feel, because as for the categories for best of the best and great, they're villains that I love, and also villains I hate too. So the Queen of Hearts is just basically kind of like right in the middle. Like, I don't hate her and I don't necessarily love her either, but she is a good villain, no doubt about it. Randall, oh boy, this hurts my heart because I want to put him in best of the best, but I got to put him great just because Water Noose ends up making him a puppet. So, but he is a really great side villain though, and he's voiced by Steve Buscemi, so that's +2. The side villain from Treasure Planet, where he was an actual villain, unlike the main villain. He had decent screen time. He's just a side villain, so he can't really go any higher than that. Really. Shere Khan, I'm gonna put great because I think a character that we'll talk about later on is basically a version of him, but done way, way better. way, way better, I think. But Shere Khan's whole entire thing about trying to kill Mowgli is a really good story. So, yeah, I'll put him best of the best. We are Siamese, if you please. Okay. They're not really... To be fair, like, in Lady and the Tramp, there's not really villains. These two are close, and then the rat is pretty close too. The ant is probably the godmother or whatever, whoever takes care of the baby. She's technically the real villain of the entire movie. So, Al. Wait, no, not Al. Sorry, that's the Chicken Man. This is Sam. What's his name? Stinky Pete. That's what his name is. Toxic goodness. He doesn't want anyone to get handed to the real world. Basically, all he wants is control. So he's a good villain. Syndrome. Even though we've had a couple of movies after this repeat the same character arc he has, Syndrome's a great villain as well. He's definitely in the top 5 best Pixar movie villains. Evil Queen, I mean, do I need to say anything? Evil Queen also goes up into best of the best. I mean, her and Maleficent are like up there for some of the greatest movie villains of all time. Ursula also definitely deserves to be in that conversation of best of the best Disney villains. She's iconic too. Are we gonna argue about that? Yzma, she's toxic goodness. She's goofy. She's kind of like the goofier version of Maleficent and Evil Queen. She's really funny. And the whole entire thing where she's trying to kill Cusco is hilarious, too. And her back and forth between her and Kronk as well is quite great. Scamander? What? I forgot. The bad guy from Atlantis, The Lost Empire. He's good, too. I think he's a solid villain as well. He's kind of the same as, what's this guy? Clayton. He basically has the same sort of thing going on there. Scar. This is the villain I was talking about. I think this is easily, 100%. I think he's the best villain out of all the Disney movies. Lion King, masterpiece, beautiful animated movie, and he is such a great villain. Long live the king is such an iconic line from his character. Be prepared is such a great song. I mean, Scar, best of the best as well. Shan Yu, yes, the bad guy from Mulan, yes. I feel if I put Shere Khan up there, I think I gotta put him too. He's a very nice adversary for Mulan as well. Sid, he's just a kid that likes hurting toys, so I'm gonna put him in decent. He served his purpose. I'm going through this tier list. I'm 100% sure this is the bad guy from Hope on the Range, because toxic trash for him. Stromboli. That's what his name is. I had to think of the food for a second to get his name. I was going like Italian dish. Bottom decent. He's a good villain to get Pinocchio on his way. Yeah, she's okay. From Sword in the Stone, that battle between her and Merlin is funny, but she's not really in the movie a whole lot after that, so. Is he really a villain? I mean, Mickey Mouse, the clubhouse, he's not really a villain, so, Willie, so, no, he's not a villain. Why are they here? He's not a villain. And then, Professor Callahan from Big Hero 6. And he's decent as well. So, that is just my tier list, ladies and gentlemen, of all the Disney villains ranked from worst to the best. Be sure to let me know your list down below. But with that being said, guys, I'll see y'all next one, everybody. Wait, do I want to change anything? No, I'm fine. Peace out.